Yo, yo, yo. Okay. What's happening, peoples? This topic that I'm doing right now is a really touchy one. And I almost didn't do it for real, for real. When I watched when I watched the footage of this Baltimore lady getting pulled over by the police officer and what the police officer seen in her trunk, the fear and and the fear and anger mixed with confusion was devastating, bro. It was very devastating to say the least. It was very devastating. So I'm gonna try to get through this story, but this one it kind of hit home, and I got a few personal talking points in it to where I'm gonna get personal on it, basically. So this Baltimore lady gets pulled over in a traffic stop, right? By a police officer, random traffic stop. The police officer come comes to her comes to her window, right? And with the routine traffic stop, he finds out that she doesn't have a license, she doesn't have registration and insurance and things of that nature on the vehicle, right? So in the midst of all of this traffic stop inspection, he smells a decomposing smell coming from her trunk area, right? A decomposing smell coming from her trunk area. He asked the lady to pop the trunk, and she complies. After opening the trunk, the lady has trash bags, suitcases, and stuff like that. And after opening the trunk, the cop is smelling the decomposing smell even worse now, right? So she sorts out the bags, goes through it. Through going through the bags, the police see the arm of a deceased child. See the arm of a deceased child, right? Once the police get a look at this, damn, bro, get a look at this deceased child, she takes off running, right? She takes off running. She takes off on the police. They chase her down. They detain her. They have her sit down on a corner. The video, if y'all want to go see it, go ahead. If you got a weak stomach, I wouldn't advise you go see this video. But they have the lady sit down as they take the bags with the two deceased children out of the trunk and put it on the ground. As they see the deceased children on the ground, the lady is pleading with the police officer for her, for for him to speak to her and talk to her, saying she didn't know the deceased children were in the trunk at all. The police officer, you can tell in a frantic rage this man is. He has a mixture of three emotions, and I know that emotion. It's fear, anger, and confusion. Fear, anger, and confusion. The man is, for one, he's doing his job correctly because anything the woman is saying to him right now, he can't use as evidence in a trial of jury, right? He can't use as evidence because he hasn't read her Miranda rights. So her statements and her words really hold no dean in a court atmosphere. So he's doing the correct thing. But even with all of these things taking place, you could tell she's like, talk to me, please. The man said, shut up. I don't want to talk to you. I do not want to talk to you. Stop talking. Stop talking. He's frantic. Buddy is frantic, man. Like he you could tell it's an adrenaline rush. He's seeing two dead children, and it's not correlating in his head why these dead children would be in this woman's trunk. You know what I'm saying? He's not putting two. He's upset and confused. He wants to ask her questions. It's like the line between his job and his morality is getting crossed. You know what I'm saying? It's getting crossed. So he's telling the woman, "Shut up! I don't want to talk, and just sit right there. Don't go nowhere. Why did you run?" Stuff like that. All things of those natures. You know what I'm saying? And the lady's pleading with me, telling him, "I didn't know they was in the trunk. Just listen to me. Listen to me." He cuts off. He doesn't want to hear it. Tells her, "Stop talking. Shut up. You shouldn't have ran from me." Yada yada yada. This cop, this is one of the ones where I'm seeing he's walking a thin line. He's walking that thin line with this woman. You know what I'm saying? And as he walks away, going to the deceased children and the garbage bags and stuff like that, you can see him praying to Allah. You can see him have a vivid prayer to Allah. You feel what I'm saying? So you can tell the man is like visibly just like shook the fuck up. You get what I'm saying? He shook the fuck up. He don't know what the fuck to do, bro. He don't know what the fuck to do, bro. Like he's so in shock and in awe of the scene that he's seeing right now. He don't know what to do, bro. He's praying to God. He's trying to make sense of the situation. And as the police officer walked towards the crime scene, so to speak, he walks back to the crime scene. He's like, the other officer's talking to him. He's like, "Do you want to talk to me about it?" He's like, "No, yes, no, yes." He's traumatized. Buddy is really traumatized by what he just seen. He's like, "Man, bro, I don't want to look." The other officer tells him, "Man, just turn away. You ain't got to look." Dude throws up all over the place, throws up. I'm telling you, a police officer. This is probably one of the most horrific things this man has seen in his job tenure. For real. This is probably one of the most dramatic things this man has seen in his job tenure. For real. So after he recollects himself, he's like, "Bro, those are babies, man. Those are babies." And I felt them the same way I'm watching it. I got a strong stomach, so I can tolerate more things. But even me, when I'm looking at it, I had a little tear coming down the eye, bro. For real. I'm tough. I'm tough. I could watch stuff. I could watch stuff of that nature, but I could feel empathy for all parties involved. I don't know about the lady. I ain't gonna say the lady. I don't know what sis is on. But the police officer, the children, like that's traumatic, bro. Like those type of things is very traumatic to see on your job. And I could say that could contribute to a lot of the desensitization of some of these police officers, man. For real. And I'm not gonna say I'm pro police, but this video right here shows me where a lot of police officers probably go into their so to speak, villain arc. You know what I'm saying? Like this man has to go home to his kids. I know he's going home kissing his kids extra tight that night, man. Holding them kids extra close. Speaking 2-3 prayers that night because there's no understanding how a mother, a black mother, can ride around with two dead children in her trunk and act like it's no big deal. For real. Just act like it's no big deal, bro. It's like it was mind baffling to me, bro. It was mind baffling to me. I was like, there has to be some sort of mental illness with this woman. So after doing further research, the woman in court gets 50 years. They was going to give her a life sentence. They took off 50. So y'all do the math for a life sentence, 100 years minus 50. 50 years in prison. The two kids they found in her trunk were her niece and nephew. She was given guardianship over the kids by her sister in 2021. I think it was 2021. Y'all let me know if I'm tripping. Just look up the story, y'all figure it out. I think it was around 2021. She was given guardianship of the children by her sister. In while she has custody of the kids, her statement was the niece suffered a head injury, right? The niece suffered a head injury, and instead of telling any law enforcement, she basically buries the niece in a suitcase in her trunk. She buries the niece in a suitcase in her trunk and leaves her there. Then about a month later, the nephew dies in her car, and she herself can't explain how he died. But they did a further investigation and said both of the children were suffering of malnutrition. Malnutrition. Not getting fed, not getting taken care of properly. And my thing is, as your sister's leeway for taking care of these kids, what mindset do you have to be in to not give a damn about what these kids is doing, man? To not give a damn about the well-being of these children? What kind of sick individual could take their own flesh and blood, put them in the trunk, and be cool and fine and dandy with riding around with them in the back? That is a mental illness. That is a mental illness, people. For real. For this woman to do that for that long and be okay with the smell, no repercussions in the back of her mind of what's going on, that is a mental illness, bro. For real. I'm telling you, there is a lot of people suffering from mental illness. To do things of this nature, that extreme, the children die. If you're scared, give them back to your mother. Give them back to their mother. Don't let the children die on your watch. Do not let the children die on your watch, because it's like, what was the point of taking them? If your sister can't take care of the kids, let those kids pass away on her watch or give them to the goddamn government. But why would you take kids knowing damn well you can't take care of them, and you watching these kids slowly die off day by day, and then when they die, you put them in a trunk and act like the shit never happened? Bruh, it's disgusting, man. For real. It's disgusting. I hate to say it's my own people. I don't know. She might be Haitian, African, something. She had a little bit of an accent. But it's sad to see my own people putting their youth through stuff like that, man. That's mental illness, bro. That's mental illness. It was one of the most disgusting things I had seen all year. All year. The most disgusting thing I've ever seen. For real. You watch the video and it really gave me a reverse psychology shift, man. Because usually I'm seeing police brutality videos of them beating on a woman or killing innocent black people. This one, the black lady traumatized a police officer. I ain't gonna lie, because I was traumatized when I seen this shit. I was like, what the fuck is her deal, bro? Like, what the fuck is her deal? For real. And she's pleading, trying to make her case, explain herself. I was like, nah, this bitch has got to be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, bro. That's like, I don't want to get too much into it, but it looked like woo. Like somebody put a hoodoo thing on her and she walking around backwards on her head, bro. Because she's not even thinking straight. You gonna put two dead bodies in your car. You not thinking to bury them anywhere. She was riding around with the kids in the trunk for at least a month. And I'm pretty sure it was like summertime, spring, late springish, some stuff like that. Like, look it up. Let me know if I'm wrong, bro. But that should be mental illness, bro. That should be mental illness, bro. People don't be thinking about their actions, bro, before they do them, because any normal-minded human being would say to themselves, I'm going to get caught with these two dead kids in my car instead of just driving around with them with no license, no insurance, no nothing, and just praying you don't get pulled over. What was your deal, man? That's what I would ask this lady. Like, what was your fucking deal, bro? But I don't know. That's what I got on. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, send whatever. Tell me how y'all feel about this story. It was sick, bro. It was sick, bro. I wasn't fucking with it. Peace.